Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be breaking down everything that you need to know about Scar with some gameplay towards the end of the video. So if you didn't already know, Scar is one of the 4 Guardians who currently have a 2x multiplier in the moat dungeons. This means he has some added value to rank up, so when you making up your rank up decisions, keep that in mind. My Scar is currently at rank 6, level 60, 5 stars, Astro level 1. I was lucky enough to get him as a 5 star instead of slowly picking up his shards to reach that Astro level 1. But Astro levels, if you weren't already aware, are just a stat boost, and I believe it's around 5.5%. But now let's move on to his core ability. Whenever Scar's strike is a critical hit, Scar inflicts a wound. This deals 10% damage each second for 10 seconds. The maximum stacks from this is 5. Wounds are important to keep up, and I'll explain this with the special ability. So, Scar's special ability deals 300% damage to an enemy and also knocks them down. This is good because in dungeons there can be a buff on you that prevents you from stunning the enemies. So if you knock them down instead of stunning them to prevent their special abilities, you can counter it completely. So he's great when interrupting specials, and a wound is also inflicted which deals 10% damage each second for 10 seconds. Scar also inflicts a heal block on the enemy, and this lasts as long as you have a wound on the enemy. So the critical hits are important to inflict those wounds so you can keep that heal block active. This is great when going against a healer who's spamming the special ability, as Scar does not need to knock them down to counter their special. Now let's move on to the signature ability. Scar's special ability has a chance to inflict another wound on the enemy if they are below 50% HP. This is just another source of added damage and also helps him keep up with his heal block, but you may also want to delay a special if your enemy you're attacking is nearly below 50% to maximize your damage output. Now let's move on to his talents. When it comes to Scar's talents, he has some interchangeable ones, but the ones I'm currently using are Deep Cuts, Dire Shadows and Escalation. So Deep Cuts means that wounds inflicted by Scar's special ability become stronger. Dire Shadows just means that damage from Scar's special ability is increased by an additional damage. Both these are just increased damage. And now Escalation, Scar's elite talent. Scar's special ability has a chance to grant him a 10% attack buff. The maximum amount of stacks is 10%, so therefore the total is 100% attack. So this is mainly how you ramp up Scar's damage. But now let's move on to the gameplay. For this gameplay, I've brought in Scar into Chapter 6 or Chapter 4 hard. So as you can see, whenever I use a critical hit, which is now, I inflict a wound. And because that enemy was below 50%, more wounds were inflicted. I'm going to use my special ability once someone is using their special. And as you can see, I interrupt that special and now they're knocked down. And they've got that heal block. So even if that Guardian doesn't have a heal block ability, if a heal block ability is inflicted on them, they won't heal. As you can see, I'm at 5 wounds, which is very good. Get this armor. Let me get these range Guardians down. So I'll use my special, I crit again, get that wound. As you can see, as soon as I drop below 50%, those wounds get added. Now let's wait for him to use his special again. And then counter it with mine. Let's continue. Now he's below 50%. More damage. Now let's move on to the boss, who's actually Jack Sparrow, who heals. Alright, got a Mulan as well. So let's just wait for him to use his special. I'll actually use my special on Mulan. A bit late, but hopefully he uses his special now. Seems like he doesn't want to. I have to use it again. So as you can see, although Jack healed, Mulan didn't. So that's how his heal block works. But if I were to put his heal block on Jack, then as you can see, if I do it now, first it interrupts him actually. But if he were to use it again, even Mulan would not be healing, even though the heal block is not on her, which you just saw. So I'm going to use the special again. If you position yourself, you can actually hit both targets, but that's fine. It's not essential really. But as you can see, that wound was still on Jack, which meant that his heal block was still active. And as soon as that wound ended, his heal ended too. So now let's just take him down. The heal block is still active, so no heal for him. And there you go. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.